Ah, joke's on you. There.
Alright. Ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2,
Action! Go!
Okay, so welcome everybody. This is Peace Walker. Originally it came out on PSP, but it's been ported to PS3 and 360 with the HD collection, just like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. And it's pretty good because the PSP version it's alright, but you do have the limitations, like it's 20 FPS, you have to aim with the... I mean, you can customize your controls, but you still don't really have a proper way to aim, because you prefer to have the analog stick for movement, so you can also sneak slowly, but then you have to aim with the buttons. It's not ideal. But now you just have two sticks, which is a hell of a lot better. So, if you want to run this game, then PS3, 360 all the way. So I'm gonna be running until the first ending, and that's the first 4 chapters, and that's because the final chapter requires you to do a lot of stuff. You have to expand your base more, you have to vault in more soldiers, you have to do a lot more stuff. And all you get out of that is 6 normal missions and 1 boss fight. And it extends the run by over 1 hour, so it's generally not worth it. So the first ending is definitely preferred. I mean, true ending is pretty cool, but it also has a lot more RNG, because you have to find someone who keeps escaping from jail, and he can be in several different locations on most missions. So, on top of just taking a lot longer, they're not very interesting missions. So, yeah, we're just gonna go to the first ending. However, I will still expand my base a decent amount, because you can get some powerful weapons if you get enough staff members. And you're definitely gonna need that, because the bosses get pretty tough. Like, they take a lot of bullets. So even if it wastes time to go out of your way to vault on soldiers, it's easily worth it in the end.
Whatever it takes to stay out of sight. Your gun is a last resort. It could just as easily
Oh yeah, this is where the Fulton first started, and this Fulton is actually better than in Phantom Pain as well, because it can go through ceilings. It's pretty cool. Like, they didn't really... Like, you can't carry soldiers here in this game, so they were just like, you can't just make them impossible to get, so might as well just go through the ceiling, who cares?
Looks like you're inside the compound. Security is
So if you get a headshot with the trank gun, it's an instant knockout, otherwise it's gonna take anywhere between 3 and 4 hits, I think, for the weakest level, which is what I have. Later on you can develop it, and then you can deal like 4 times as much trank damage. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, some missions prevent you from finishing if you have an alert going on. This is one of them, but because it happened while I was already rolling into it, it's all good. So it's fine to just roll through that guy. But on a few other missions, I'm gonna want to be very careful not to get spotted. So this is one of the unskippable cutscenes, and that's because it's kind of a QTE as well. But most of the cutscenes are skippable, so don't worry about that. Just this 4 inputs, and then you can skip it.
Cargo. Where's it headed? What is it?
Yep, David Hayter.
What's up there?
Very gruffy voice. Like, I'm not even gonna try to do it. Yeah. So now we just stun this guy, and now we can skip. It's not easy to talk like David Hayter.
How's that map?
Okay, so now we're gonna go to Mother Base, and I'm gonna have to assign all the staff you start with, which thankfully is always the same, so you never have to like reset if you get bad staff members. So that's pretty nice. So we just auto-assign, and then we move Miller over to R&D because he is needed a lot more. And then we accept the tutorial because, you know, why not? We need to learn how to play the game. So from next mission onward I get a better trank gun, which has a better suppressor and it does slightly more trank damage, but that's not really important because you generally want to go for headshots anyway. So one thing I'm gonna do here is switch to the naked outfit, and that's because you run faster with that. It's pretty nice. No, you have pants, but yeah. One other nice thing about that is that it saves your equipment between fatigues or you're naked, and that allows you to switch quickly between your combat gear and your regular gear, because weight also plays a role in how quickly you move. So you don't really want to go into a normal mission while carrying all your heavy rocket launchers and stuff like that, so it's nice that you can just like, have a separate loadout. If you time it right, you can hold those guys up by just walking at them, but it's very precise. But yeah, I got an alert there. It doesn't matter, because this area clears it, which is very nice. There's like 2 more areas like that in the game. But otherwise, you just have to be careful not to set up an alert. So this game has a lot of loading screens, because again, it's made for PSP. Like, it can't have too big of an area at the same time.
What's going on? The enemy's here!
Aww, I was hoping I could do that without alerts.
They spotted you. Get out of there.
Oh, thanks, BB. So yeah, now I'm going into this area with an alert, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because normally there's 1 guard in the watchtower, and you want to fault in as many people as possible, and now he's gonna come down.
Should be close by.
The only thing is that it's a bit harder to aim while they're all moving around. I'm already bad enough at aiming with a control stick as is. For some reason I couldn't fault on that guy at first, but it's fine. But yeah, you don't really take too much damage, so you don't have to worry about that. This guy is hiding. So that's why I like to just go into this area without an alert, because it just stands still. It's nice. So now I got 1 extra soldier. Oh. Okay, now I did. Because normally there's 1 guy sitting there and it wastes too much time to climb up. Oh. He's still alive. But yeah, generally I'm not going to be killing anyone in a run, because you want to fault on them because they can help speed up your item development. And now there's like a long wait here for some reason. There's another instance of that where it's like over 10 seconds. It's on the 7th mission, I think. This is also unskippable. Like, it's kind of weird how some of these in-game cutscenes are unskippable. So now we have another interactive cutscene, and you can just spam the shoot button and you will always hit it. It's pretty nice, but yeah, it's kind of a shame you can't just skip it. So these are kidnappers sent out by the AI-controlled robots, and we'll be encountering them in-game later as well. And they are kind of annoying, because if they grab you, then you have to spin the control stick to, like, get them to release you. And, well, it takes a while, and I hate spinning the control stick. It kind of wears it out, but thankfully it's not too worn out yet, despite the amount of spinning I've had to do so far. Alright, so now we're just gonna go straight back into the missions, and it'll automatically upgrade my Mark 22 trank gun, which is pretty good. Oops, that's 1 up too many, or 1 down. So this is another mission where it's fine to get an alert. However, they will get reinforcements, and they kind of hurt. And they've also got shotguns, and they can knock you on your ass. So I prefer to not get an alert too quickly, so I don't have to deal with all that. Because if you run out of food, then you're just gonna die and you have to redo the entire mission, which isn't really helpful. So if I miss any of these shots, then I'm just gonna take it slow and not rush through.
Wait, what's going on?
Okay, I'm kind of surprised that worked. And just for safety, I'm gonna get these two guys. Normally I skip them, but I want to make sure I have enough levels. Because the staff you get at the start always have the same stats, but the guys you find on the field, they don't always have the same
Commander
stats.
went across that rope bridge. Hurry.
I was trying to hold him up. Didn't work, but I just don't want to get an
Keep
alert
near
here,
the base.
if at all possible.
You might be able to get past the enemy by hanging from the bridge. Press the action button near the bridge's handrail to hang.
One other thing you can do in this game is that you can deploy as staff members, and some of them are significantly better than Snake himself, but we don't get any of them in this run. And this also includes things like run speed, so just in general they're better.
The enemy's here!
They place items quicker, they aim better, they run quicker, they... everything. So there's basically no reason to use Snake once you have like an S rank or even a high A rank in combat. So if you watch any IL runs for this game, you'll notice that Snake isn't used. Not sure why the Fulton didn't trigger before.
What's that?
But yeah, like even when you have the naked outfits, you still have a pretty decent amount of camouflage, even though it's like minus 50%. They don't have great vision. Yeah, like I'm not even sure why we're Fultoning these guys, they are kind of terrible. Okay, so next up we actually have a battle. And there's a lot of these in the game. Thankfully, most of them are in the extra missions, so we only have to do 3 of them in the main game. So now we're gonna switch on back to my normal outfits. And unequip that because we don't need it. And we replaced this with the rocket launcher we just so happened to find around there. I'm not sure why it was there, but we just got it after mission 3. Or after mission 2, actually. But yeah. It's a pretty lightweight rocket launcher, so it wouldn't be a terrible thing to bring into a normal mission. But it's also not extremely powerful. So you want to try to hit the fuel tank if possible, or you can just miss completely. That's also a possibility. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to just shoot out the fuel tank, and then it'll stop moving, and then I move on over to the other side and attack it with the rocket launcher for extra damage. It's like 12k per missile, it's pretty big. So here we get some kills, which doesn't really matter. And now he stands still because he's out of fuel, and we can just keep shooting him until he dies. Hopefully he'll die before he starts moving again, because somehow they managed to start moving again. I'm not sure how that works. They don't have any fuel tanks. And there we go. Shame about the 2 missed hits at the start, but oh well. That's what happens when you try to go for the fuel tanks and it's still moving. The Low is also a very slow rocket launcher. The Carl Gustav, which we'll be developing later, travels a lot quicker, so it's easier to use. And then we have another interactive cutscene. We have to choose between... wait, was that the other cutscene? I don't even know. Yeah, okay, you have to choose between hitting Chrysalis or saving Amanda, and you can hit Chrysalis because it avoids your rockets, and it also does that in-game, so that's always fun during the fights. So yeah, you just have to save Amanda because she'll fall down like that anyway, and somehow survive, even though she falls straight on her back, which can't be healthy. So now we get a bunch of design specs to develop food. We'll be doing that later. Okay, so if if I remember correctly, there's gonna be a few more missions before I go back to Mother Base to develop stuff. So this is one of the missions where I can't be detected, but I'm still gonna go with the naked camo because you move a lot quicker. And I think I also have my smoke grenades. No, I don't. Never mind, I get that after this mission, I think. I started development on that after the first mission, but it takes a while. How quickly something develops, I believe, just depends on how high your R&D team is.
In a prison camp north of here.
And right now it's level 5, something like that. Either way, it's not too great.
The basin ahead leaves you completely exposed to sniper fire.
Also, when you walk up hills, you slow down quite a bit, so often it's faster to roll up them, even though it takes a while to start moving again.
Sniper, better be careful if you don't
And
want
now
your
we
head
also
blown
get
off.
rid of the sniper, hopefully. Just because you don't want him spotting you.
Fulton recovered a helicopter is
So generally the prisoners you rescue have higher stats than the normal soldiers. So it's always good to get those. So this right here is gonna be RNG. I have to find a little boy who's hidden in one of these houses. And yeah, it's random.
to check inside a house.
Not this one, okay.
Supposedly the houses being used to hold prisoners have been fitted with blue doors.
And hopefully it's gonna be this. It is, okay. If you spam the action button, you'll automatically cancel if this is not the right house. So you don't have to like wait and listen to see if Snake says it's him or not. Which is pretty nice. So now we got the C4, and I'm not gonna develop it yet, but I will need it in 2 missions. So I'm gonna develop it after the next mission. So I'm gonna need it in 3 missions.
Snake,
Close enough.
boss.
So Kaz is also gonna keep complaining at us that we don't have enough people and we need to step up development. But we don't have time for that. Like, it's too much effort. No, I don't have it yet. My bad. So now we have another mission where we have to take out all the guys in the final area, and it's gonna have like a 10-second delay before you can start moving again.
Train terminal is on the other side of the coffee factory.
For some reason you have to wait a bit at the start there. If you start running immediately, then he will spot you, even though he's basically looking at the same direction. I'm not sure what's up with that. I would like to get this other box as well. Because one thing you can do with the box is if you press the shoot button, you start moving quicker, and it costs some psych, but you don't need it for anything else, so you might as well use it. So yeah, it's a pretty nice movement difference, and just want to not be spotted by this guy, if at all possible. And alert is fine here, so I'm just gonna... Okay, now I do want to be careful about my health, because you can't have the box and food equipped at the same time. Yeah, that should be safe. Just want to get this prisoner real quick. So yeah, here's the backup. Hopefully they're not gonna knock me down. Okay, that's a hit stun. So yeah, that's why you want to avoid those guys, if possible. That was like one of the best outcomes from that. But if they knock you down, then that wastes a good second or two. So they're all just gonna jump down, except for this guy. And now going to this area clears the alert, so they're all just gonna be chilling. They have no idea I'm coming, so... Makes for pretty easy shooting. And the gun kind of takes a moment to spawn in. Like, the model isn't loaded because I don't have it in my loadouts. I think that's basically it. And now we just...
Looks like we're just in time. Neutralize all enemies and secure
Now
the
they
train.
can wake each other up, and yeah, that just happened. That's kind of a shame. One day I need to not be terrible at aiming. Okay, there we go. So that's all of them, and now I just need to Fulton them all, but I've got plenty of time. So yeah, Fulton recovery is pretty cool, and they just shoot up into the sky, and then they get picked up by a helicopter, supposedly, but you didn't see that.
Subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
It's a lot better than what you had to do in the previous game, Portable Ops. You just had to drag them back to a truck. It took absolutely forever, and that's why I much prefer playing through Peace Walker. Like, it's a lot faster paced in that aspect. So now I get the M60 design, and I'm gonna work on that later as well. But first I need to develop C4 and Fulton rank 2. We need that for a specific fight. Like, you really need 10, because there's 20 soldiers you have to Fulton, and there's 2 refills of 5 each. And yeah, you need 10 to start with. So that was a lot of messages, because I got a bunch of extra soldiers. So what I'm gonna do is just auto-assign. And hopefully that'll put me at the right levels. Otherwise I'm gonna have to manually move some stuff, but it looks good. Can I develop Fulton? Yes, okay. Generally I do that manually, but because I have extra people now, I prefer to just auto-assign and hope I have enough. If not, I would have to move some people from combat over to R&D. So back to the combat fatigues, and we do another battle where we just destroy the vehicle. But after this there's going to be one more vehicle battle. It's going to be a chopper, and there we don't destroy it because it has a ridiculous amount of health. Then it has 20 really good soldiers inside, so it's just faster to Fulton them all and do it the non-lethal way. So I'm just gonna walk around and basically do the same thing, just destroy the fuel tank. And then, because it's standing still, I get a few easy shots at the other fuel tank.
Move in!
So now they're both exploded, so I'm gonna switch over to hitting the wheels. Actually no, I think with the tanks, yeah, that's slightly more damage. It's the armored vehicles where once the fuel tanks blow up, they don't deal any more damage. I just realized I forgot to equip the supply markers. I'm gonna run out of ammo in a bit. Gonna have to take care of some soldiers and pat some ammo out of them.
So much for that tactic. We'll just have to attack the thing directly. Oh yeah!
But on the plus side, that means I have more rockets for the Cuba fight, so it's not necessarily a big waste of time. But yeah, the route is relatively new. I don't have it fully memorized yet, so I'm gonna make a few stupid mistakes like that. Okay, ammo's almost running out, so I'll go ahead and... Oh, barely didn't kill him. We'll use some grenades. So he's... Oh wait, if they die then I don't get as much ammo out of them, so I prefer to use TQC. I'm not sure why that didn't chain, because it did give the button prompt. Okay, he still got knocked out, even though I was already on the ground, so that's cool. So we just get some ammo out of him. That's plenty. Sadly, he doesn't give any rockets, but this will have to do just to finish off the fight. Also noticing I'm pretty close to running out of food, so I'm gonna... Don't have to be too careful, but still. And he should be going down.
Enemy tank neutralized. Nicely done.
So if you wanna get all the missions in this game done, you have to fight about, I believe, 46 vehicles, and they get increasingly difficult. So if you want to go for that, enjoy. There is plenty of things to do. But yeah, I just recently finished all that, and took a long time, a very long time.
Snake.
So this is why we needed the C4, is to destroy the barricade, and normal explosive won't do. Like, you can't use the LOL rocket launcher, you have to use C4. So this mission is pretty straightforward. We just have to run back from where we just were, all the way back to the town.
Go
And
back
yeah,
to the
that's
prison
it.
camp. It's in the village where they were holding Chico.
Then we get some more box grunting, because it's faster. Like, I'm not sure what he's doing in there to speed it up, but it works. And there we go. I'm all out of psych, so that's enough of that. I don't know. I mean, it is a love box, so who knows? It's actually pretty cool that they allowed you to have 2 people inside, because you can play this game co-op as well.
Close by.
Oh, I was hoping to shoot him.
West from there, and it'll take you
But yeah,
straight
you
to the
can
prison
just
camp.
get inside of a box with 2 people, and there's also box tanks. So one person is like moving around, and the other is operating the gun, and it can be either a smoke grenade launcher or just like an actual grenade launcher. And you can do some pretty cool stuff in co-op. So here's the barricade. We
Plant a
just
C4 charge.
put it near
Down the
and
E.
explode.
Good work, Snake.
There we go. Don't knock me down. Ah. Good enough. And now they just kind of let me pass. Mission is over. So that was that mission. Pretty easy. In general, this game is pretty easy. Because obviously it's made with some control limitations in mind. Don't really want to make it too difficult for the player if they can barely even get a headshot because it's difficult to aim. So I still have the C4 equipped, which will slow me down just a bit, but it wastes a bunch of time as well to go into the menu to unequip it, and C4 isn't that heavy, so I think it's worth just keeping it on you.
Cross the bridge and head north.
One other fun thing about this game is if you shoot a soldier in the crotch or right in the butt, then he'll get knocked out immediately. However, it's really precise to get a shot like that. Like, you have to kind of aim below it.
Enemies close.
I don't know, it's weird, I haven't fully figured out where you have to aim. But it's kind of funny, they just kind of grasp for the butt and like, they just immediately fall over. And that's not just with tranq guns, it's also with like normal guns. So even if you have the weakest gun, you can instantly knock out any
That's the
soldier.
truck route you're on. Their base is up ahead. Move out.
That was a pathetic throw.
Enemies close by.
I meant to hold that for a bit longer, but it's all good. This mission doesn't prevent me from finishing during an alert. I just have to hope that reinforcements don't knock me down.
The base is beyond that fort.
Which they might do,
Past it somehow.
considering how close they are. Not sure where that guy's aiming. Okay, so we're taking a bit of damage here, but it's fine. Got 2 rations left, so we just run past. And here we actually get a special appearance. So another little unskippable cutscene. Can even move it around if you want to. Not sure why you would want to, but hey,
There's rows
it's possible.
and rows of trucks here.
If that's where they brought the nukes, then the truck we're after should be there.
And there he is.
Mr. Kojima?
Mr. Kojima himself. And then we just get the right truck to progress the mission. So he has, I believe, an S rank in medical and intel, and we're gonna need that later to develop chaff grenades. So it's an easy way to get an S rank staff, so why not? Okay, so next up is the first AI battle, and not too difficult. Also, Pupa is adorable. Looks like it's having so much fun, but you'll see.
I find it to be disturbing.
It is very disturbing, but it's still kind of cute. In a weird way. I'm not sure. I don't know. I like Pupa. So I just have to remember to equip my supply drop.
Survival.
There we go. So yeah, because I didn't have the supply marker earlier, I'm now gonna have extra rockets, because Mother Base takes a while to develop ammo, and normally you don't really notice that, because you don't use a lot of it. But in a new game run, you use so many rockets, and your R&D level is so low, that, you know, you do kinda run out. So I'm just gonna put down a bunch of them at the start while it's moving around.
It's fast, so be careful.
I'm not gonna need more than 4. So if you hit it and the AI pod, that's the most damage you can deal. So we're just gonna do that as much as possible. And that's Yui. Nobody likes Yui. And now, well, we're waiting for the supply drop. Might as well shoot at it a bit. Ooh, double low ammo. Usually it only drops 3, but I got a double drop of 3, so that's a full refill. Surprisingly, didn't use a lot of lightning there. Usually he loves doing that. And I guess I'll call my next supply drop. I can pick it up in a moment. Oh, that's unfortunate. And that's... Oh, I did run out of low ammo, so this is gonna be the final 5 missiles. Should be able to deal a decent amount of damage at least. Maybe not kill, but close enough. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. And now he's gonna try to hit me, but you can just outrun him pretty easily. Okay, that missed. Sure. For some reason, missiles always seem to be in the foreground, even though there's something in between. It's kind of weird. So this attack is kind of a waste of time. You just have to wait for it to come out again, so that's kind of bad RNG. But if I didn't miss shots, I could have killed him before he did this, so... What are you gonna do? Just lie on the ground in defeat. And it should go down any moment now. That was really good timing. Alright, so now we can pick up a bunch of the AI boards, and you can use this to develop your own Metal Gear. But we're not gonna do that, so I'm just gonna take this time to read up on my notes. It's like a minute where you can't do anything.
The black memory boards are locked. Go after the boards with icons
Yeah,
over them.
like every game needs to have some kind of unskippable thing where you can't do anything. Like, it's a nice time to do a bathroom break, because after this you also get a little cutscene that you can't skip.
The mechanical components that they control. Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards
Okay,
have different
that's good.
functions according to the
So yeah, you just you can pick out these boards.
Take whichever ones you want.
The way it works is that you can damage certain components. So if you hit the back of pupa, which it used to move around, then you can get the mobility boards. And if you attack the guns, then you can get the attack boards and stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. One other thing you can do with these vehicle fights, or AI fights rather, is that you can get certain parts of them. So you can either get like a radome, or you can get a railgun, which is actually necessary to get the true ending. You can also get some extra armor, or what's the other thing again? I don't remember, but you can also get different head parts, different leg parts. So you can customize your own Metal Gear pretty decently. It's kind of cool. But yeah, we won't be seeing any of that in this run.
There's no need.
So that finishes up chapter 1. So now we're gonna go into a different area. We get a code name. I'm Butterfly because, I don't know. I'm gracious, I guess.
Hey, boss.
So basically just award your codename based on your preferred way of taking down people, which is either lethal or non-lethal, and also the weapon type. So either short range, mid range, CQC, stuff like that.
Let's rock.
I should unequip C4 now. But yeah, if you play through the game normally, you'll probably get Butterfly. Just because it's the first silence weapon you get, so it's probably the main thing you're going to be using. There are also the Fox and Foxhound ranks. However, they are kind of weird. Like, first of all, for Foxhound you need to play a certain amount of co-op. You need to have
Careful. If there's
10k camaraderie, I believe.
they'll be nearly impossible to see.
And it takes a while.
Just heard footsteps.
So he somehow... Okay, now he saw me. Good boy. But yeah, and then you need to have, I believe, half of the missions completed. And you also need to have all of your weapon type usages, so not just close range, mid range, long range, but like individually handguns, submachine gun, shotgun, assault rifle, all those within a very close range. Oh, well that's not good. Didn't think you would grab me from there. But yeah, you need to basically use every weapon type as much as the other. It's a pain to even out because there's no counter anywhere in the game, so you either have to track it from the very start, or you have to use the codenames as an indication as to what's about to become your next most used weapon type. It's really weird. So it's not like if you have Foxhound you did super well in the game, it's just you did some numbers and I don't know. It's kind of a shame. Because I really like getting the codenames in the other games. So anyway, now we get up to the chopper fight. This is going to be highly RNG dependent. Because first of all we need to stay undetected, and depending on how he moves he can spot me when I can't do anything about it. So I'm gonna get the best camo I can. And I'm gonna use smoke grenades. So the way this is gonna work is that he's gonna drop back up 4 at a time, and I need to take them out non-lethally because I want them on my base. They're pretty good. And then I need to Fulton them and wait for him to notice that the backup is gone, which can take like a few minutes if you're unlucky.
You don't have any supply markers.
But taking them out is pretty easy. You just CQC chain. It's super powerful. Like, they can't do anything about it. You just grab them one after another. And for every chain you do, it deals more stun damage as well. So the more people you CQC, the easier they're gonna go down. Now we just want to see, okay, he's there. You really want to keep a close eye on where he is, because the slower you move, the less likely it is that he'll see you. 1, 2, and there's 4. Alright. So yeah, I need to do this 5 times. Oh, there he is. I really want him to look away, if at all possible. Okay, we're good so far. And now we just wait here. He can also drop back up on the other side of the map, and that's not preferred because I have to walk quite a way, and yeah. I might be too late, and then by that time I'm not going to be able to catch them all with a single smoke grenade. So this is definitely the best way to go. It seems like you can kind of manipulate where he drops it, just by waiting at that tree, but it's not 100% consistent. So I'm not sure entirely how it works. So there's 1, 2, 4, okay. Ooh, yeah. Definitely want to be careful here. Also, the fatigues I'm wearing right now are DLC, but they came for free with the HD version, so that's pretty nice. I think on PSP they were also free, but you did have to download them separately. Okay, so yeah. So far he's been pretty nice, dropping back up really quickly, but it seems like now he's gonna fly around a bit more, and there's literally nothing I can do about that. So this is where the run either lives or dies. I just want to make sure he doesn't drop over there. I have no idea where he's at. So yeah, he just now noticed his backup is gone. So that's good. If he stays on this side, I'll be very happy. Yeah, good boy. Alright, so we need to do 2 more sets of Fultons. Crouch back down. When you get hit by a stun grenade or smoke grenade, Snake automatically stands up. I'm really not comfortable with him being here. At all. And sometimes he randomly launches missiles. I'm not sure why. But yeah. So if we can do 1 more set of CQC chaining, then we'll be done here. Because then the leader comes out and he can't go back in if you get detected, so from there on you just launch your law rocket at his face, and that's that. So yeah, this takes a long time, but it's not much slower than trying to fight your way through, and you get 20 soldiers out of it, which are like C or D rank in R&D, which is exactly what we need. Okay, now he's going for the other side. So not great, but hopefully we can stop them in time before they split up too much. Okay, they got hit somehow. Okay, yeah, and that's from the chopper itself. Please don't see me. Okay. That's really scary. I think 1 guy is out of smoke. No, they're all here. Good. 1 more smoke, just in case. Okay. Now we wait. There we go. Okay. So that's good. Now I just have to... Oh, there he is. Oh, I didn't even hit him. Alright. Alright. There we go. Okay. First try. I'm really happy about that because he can mess you up really badly. In my current PB, I actually got detected on the final set of guys, which wastes like 4 to 5 minutes, or it maybe more, depending on how much he decided to fly around randomly. So, really glad with this. So now I get the sneaking suit, so that's gonna be my normal outfit for now. It's not as fast as naked, but it's pretty close, and you get pretty good camo index from it as well. I was meant to go back to Mother Base, so that's gonna waste 10-15 seconds. I have to develop the M60. If I wait until next mission to do it, it might not finish in time for the Chrysalis battle. And we really need it there because, as I said earlier, he avoids rockets. There's a few ways to still hit him, but it's not super reliable. Just gonna auto-assign and hope everything works out fine. M60. And that's it for now. Staff morale is still gonna be low because I'm on 86% food. Which I'm also glad they took out in Phantom Pain, because it kind of feels like a wasted team. Alright, so... nope, there. So, bring the Mark 22, smoke grenades, and my usual stuff. And now we also have to bring the ID card to actually get inside of the lab. So in this mission, it is important that I don't get detected, so the sneaking suit really helps here. One thing the sneaking suit does is that it prevents your... well, it decreases the camo drop you get from moving around. So you don't have to slow down as much to make sure you're not detected. And it has like a B rank in most areas in terms of camouflage, and an A rank in concrete. So, don't have to worry about this guy.
Blend right in with the natural surroundings.
I've never tried using the box before then, and I'm kind of scared he would detect me, because that's like minus 40% camo index. Just want to be safe. Because if you get an alert in this game, it's really hard to drop it. Like, enemies just keep on going, and somehow they always manage to find you. There we go, held him up. Didn't really have to, but sometimes he turns around after you walk over him, so holding him up is preferred. So here we get Cecile. She is good for putting on the mess hall team. She's not very useful outside of that. She's just kind of there. But hey, it's a free unique character with good stats, so not gonna complain. Okay, that's one. Now here I just want to use some smoke grenades. There we go. So, this is where we find out the ID card Huey gave us doesn't work anymore, so we have to find another one. And it's gonna be on a random soldier. Well, not really a random soldier, it's gonna be on the same soldier, but it can be in one of 3 positions. So that could waste a bunch of time, if I get bad luck.
Snake, thanks for put...
Let's see, what do I have to develop here? I need my notes. It's not too difficult, but yeah. Supply marker, right. So I get a different supply marker now. One that I can throw, which makes it a lot more convenient. Hopefully that's high enough level to... No. Alright, I'm gonna have to move some guys around because I did auto-assigning. Oh yeah. We need you right there. That didn't work either, did it? One moment. Ah, it's R&D. Alright, I'm gonna move some guys from combat because we don't need that many people. It's gonna be up to 19. Oops. I'm picking them from R&D, I'm stupid. Never mind, ignore me. So yeah, it's just random stuff, and you have to kind of work your way around. It wastes a bunch of time, sadly. But yeah. We need to figure out a good strat for this, like maybe a consistent route. But right now it's kind of a mess in terms of mother base management. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, it can be in one of 3 different areas, and one of them is at the very end of the map. And that would waste a lot of time, because that area itself is entirely empty, except for the one guy. And it's a pretty big area as well, so it's purely a time waste. Oh yeah, one other thing about Sneaking Suit, it silences your footsteps, so you can easily hold up anyone you want. And this guy sometimes doesn't respond. So we're gonna come back for those 3 guys later, and we do need to force them. Get some extra staff members. And once again, we don't want to cause an alert here. So I'm gonna hold up as many guys as possible. So you just have to tap the aim button, and that's it.
Freeze.
So the guy can be either in the area where we fought the helicopter, which is gonna be after this, or the one after that, or the one after that, which is the very last one. So here, there's a guy. I'm actually still not sure where he is, but he can notice you if you walk here. Either way, it's not too dangerous.
Freeze.
So the guy we need has a orange jacket. So if we don't see the orange jacket, then we're gonna have to keep on moving. It's gonna be behind this rock. There he is. Good.
What was that?
Don't want to fault him yet.
Snake, pick it up.
So I want to have my food equipped just in case. I shouldn't get an alert, but yeah, anything can happen. On the way back, the enemies changed positions for some reason. So if there's one I somehow forgot about, then they might spot me.
Somebody there?
Like, that guy wasn't there when I was walking toward this way, but again, he's not very dangerous. It's gonna be... Actually, I think I held this guy up on the way here. Yeah. Normally I don't hold up that guy, and he's gonna be sitting right around that corner, and he's looking at you, so... Just wanted to be careful. Damn. And then we get back to the ruins, and we already held up everybody here, so... I'm just gonna Fulton him and be done here. So this went pretty well. Like, just having him spawn in the best location is a 20-second time save at least.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
And back into the lab. And next up we have the Chrysalis Fight, so this is why I needed to develop the M60, just to make sure it's done by now. Because I tried it once without developing it one mission early, and yeah, it somehow didn't work, even though it worked in my test run, so it's probably gonna be random, depending on how good the staff is that you get. So here you're meant to pull out these AI boards, but you don't actually have to do anything. I mean, you can do it for fun, but there's literally no reason to. And yeah, AI is based off of the boss's AI from Snake Eater.
Why did you come back? Waiting for your birth, your growth,
So that's where you're gonna hear her voice. It's strange though, she's kind of obsessed with the boss who wants to know what really happened, so she built the AI to try and figure it out. But yeah. Also, just by spinning the control stick, you can get a lot of inputs like this. Just do it whenever I'm bored. Wow. Unintentional puns. So here we have another interactive cutscene, and don't remember all the inputs, but I should be able to do this one. So this is kind of like a weird recreation of the fight with the boss in Snake Eater, except the lines are from way earlier in the game. Alright, so from here I have no idea what's coming up, so I'm just gonna have to hope I don't mess it up. I mean, if you do mess it up, you just have to redo it. You don't waste too much time, but yeah.
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I know there's a triangle in there somewhere. It's also the D-pad, which always confuses the hell out of me. Because it always appears in the bottom left, but it could mean either left or right, so there's no easy way to react to that quickly. Ah, there's the triangle. I believe now it's left and then R1 quickly. Usually I just look at my notes during this. But yeah, that's it. Bless you.
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Jack, you can't come with us.
So, that's that. And now we wake up. Strangelove just kind of dumped us here with Chrysalis and kind of expected us to not be able to beat it, but hey, we're gonna anyway. Because, you know, we're Snake. Alright, so going back into combat gear, and M60, and believe we need something else as well. Supply marker. I unequipped that earlier. So yeah, Chrysalis is just like a giant helicopter, and it's gonna move around. It has two different phases, like it has either a normal mode or attack mode, and in one of them it'll dodge rockets, and in the other one it doesn't dodge rockets, but it moves around too much to really get reliable hits on it. Sometimes you can get a hit on it if it dodges the wrong way, and you can also get a hit when it's trying to charge the railgun. Sadly, the rocket kind of dropped off, so it missed the AI pod. So that missed a bunch of damage. But yeah, this is normal mode. She just kind of flies around. I'm hoping to get a few hits at least, because the rocket deals a lot of damage. I'm not expecting to get too much. Okay, got one hit. And some more hits. And now we need supply markers. I should have unequipped smoke grenades, actually.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Yeah, AI pod really likes to sing. It's kind of cute. Okay, not dealing a lot of damage so far. Kind of unfortunate that I missed all those missiles on the weak spots. I guess I'll save all my rockets for now, until he stops moving again and charges the railgun. Like, it's not really a marathon safe strats. few moves back. Oh wait, that's Kidnappers. Right. If you get caught by these things, then you have to wiggle the control stick a bunch to get out. Really annoying, so hopefully that won't happen. Ah, there's gonna be the railgun. Or not, chain gun. Close enough. And that's unequipped by M60. It's like a 3-spot cycle, and whatever you currently have equipped, it will switch out. Kind of annoying sometimes. It would be nice if you could just cycle through your entire inventory, but sadly that's not an option. Okay, that just blew up right on me. Good. I'm really surprised it's not... Ah, oh, goddammit. I'm really surprised it's not using the railgun more. There it is. Alright. Don't have much time to aim though. Aww. Wait, that somehow still hits. Alright. I'm down.
Use the left stick to break free.
I'm just about to kill it as well. So this is a really slow fight so far. So kind of unfortunate, but that's just the nature of Chrysalis. It's really hard to hit. If you get some good shots, then you can get rid of it pretty quickly, but yeah, it's not reliable at all. And that was kind of an awkward angle. Barely missed. Yeah, that's why I generally don't bother going for the rocket shot. At least she hasn't done the attack yet where she just kind of disappears in the clouds and doesn't appear for another minute or so. So, RNG wise it's not too bad, it's just bad aim. The game also kind of lags there. Even if you look down, it still lags. I'm not sure if it helps at all, or just a bit. But I kind of forgot to do it anyway, so there's that. You can kind of keep shooting at it if you want to. Unlock more memory boards, but again, we don't actually need it. Oh, I actually fell down. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, so another 1 minute unskippable thingy. Yeah. It's amazing. Okay, so after this we're gonna develop the better rocket launcher. And that's gonna also be heavier, but that doesn't matter too much. There's only one mission where you have to really move around, but you also need the firepower. That's gonna be at the very end of the game.
Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want. If you attack parts on the exterior of the machine...
one other interesting thing about this part is that sometimes it doubles your up inputs if you press the confirm button. I think the frame after you release the directional pad. If you know how to manipulate it, it's pretty useful for quickly jumping around. But otherwise, if you don't expect it, it can really mess you up. It doesn't really matter now, because we don't need the boards anyway, but there is a mission where we do need to get all the boards, so it's very useful to know how to prevent the double input from happening, and if it does happen, then you can work your way around it quicker as well. Yeah, and we just kind of dropped from, I don't know, 40 meters high, no big deal. No expression at all. Okay, so one other thing that happens in this game is when you use a weapon, it'll also level up after a certain amount of time. and that actually makes it more powerful. I'm not sure how that works, but if you use a weapon a lot, it'll become more powerful. So we try to use the M60 quite a bit for that reason. And also the Call Gustav, because every bit of damage that we can deal on top of that is very useful. Because the final boss fight takes a lot of damage. It's ridiculous. So yeah, there's the rocket launcher. It's gonna take like 7 missions to develop. And meanwhile, we're just gonna keep cruising through the game.
Stealth.
So this is the shortest main mission in the game. It's just a single area. Kind of a weird start to a chapter, but hey. So we're just gonna grab our trusty box and run past everybody.
Due west of your current position. Move out.
If you run into someone with the box, it'll break, sadly, so really want to go around it. And yeah, that's that mission. So that right there is Peace Walker. We'll be dealing with that later. But for now, we get some more cutscenes. And then the next mission is going to be another battle mission, but it's going to be different. It's going to be against soldiers. And it's kind of annoying, because they have rocket launchers and sniper rifles. And I don't have a sniper rifle. Even if I did, it's kind of a pain to use. So I'm just going to rely on my M60. Hopefully I can get rid of them quickly, because one headshot is a kill, and yeah. They're gonna be far away. It's gonna be hard to get those shots.
Survival.
Unequip the smoke grenades. We don't need that. So between the M60 and a rocket launcher, we should be able to get rid of these guys quickly enough if I don't miss my shots too badly. There's gonna be a lot of them there.
No turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy.
Oh, that's way too early. It's really hard to judge. Just because the missile is so slow.
Snipers will get a bead on you from a distance.
Yeah.
Just because you can't see them.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Also, oh, okay, somehow that didn't hit. I guess I'll... Nope, maybe not. So yeah, that's what I mean, like, they move around a bit, it makes it even harder to get those shots. There we go. Might as well get rid of the Kidnapper, just to make sure it doesn't bother me anymore. Now there's gonna be a group of them coming out at the same time. Hopefully I can get like 3 or 4 of them with a single shot. That would be very good. It's way too high, okay. But they all stop here, so that's something. Oh, okay. Good, good. Amazing aim. My aim has been on point during this run. Well, that was still relatively quickly. I just wasted a bunch of rockets, so I need to get a supply drop. Oh yeah, one thing you can do with the supply drop is have it drop on someone's head and it'll instantly knock them out. It's pretty cool. Sadly, you can also do it to yourself, which I may or may not have done a few times on accident. Oh. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of snipers. That's not a headshot. Very unfortunate. There we go. There should be more guys somewhere. Yeah. Turns out light machine guns aren't the best weapons for sniping. Alright, 10 more guys. Okay, that's one. Nope. Nah, I dodged just a bit too late. Those things are so annoying. They just keep on coming back. And you don't have to eliminate them for the mission, so it sort of wastes time to go after them. But then again, it also wastes time to get captured, so it's kind of a trade-off you have to do. Alright, so now that's gonna drop during the cutscene. That's good. I'm not sure if I really need it, but hey, it didn't really waste time, so I might as well. Okay, explosion wasn't big enough to catch him. Okay, yeah, that's the guys with rocket launchers. Very dangerous. But thankfully they very clearly say when they're gonna attack. Whoa. What the hell is that guy doing? Alright, cool. That works. That works. So, if that wasn't enough combat for you, next up we have another AI battle. And this one is pretty damn big. Like, I think it's the biggest Metal Gear to date, maybe? Assuming we don't count Arsenal Gear, of course. But yeah. So now my throwing supply markers are done, which is convenient because it makes me not waste as much time by putting down supply markers. And I can throw them from inside and then catch the supply drop outside, which will be useful later. Other than that, it's not very significant that we get this. Still not entirely convinced that it's worth getting to begin with, but kind of just rolling with it, because I've already done so much routing in the past couple of weeks. So if you hit the AI pod near the bottom, you can also hit the head, which deals like 8k extra damage, which is really nice. So now we just throw a supply marker. Okay, double ball ammo, that's good. So hopefully it's not about to turn its head, because that makes it very difficult to hit the weak spots. There it is. Had to happen at some point. So for now I'm just gonna take out the guns, because I don't have a lot of food items. And it deals a lot of damage, so just for safety. I have died here before. It was awful. I lost like 7 minutes. Only one low ammo. Okay, that's surprising. That means my R&D is lower level than it usually is. But still, I shouldn't have only one left by now. That's kind of weird. But hey, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. Now, hopefully I can get it down to 40%. Anytime, yeah. So now it's gonna start turning around and it's gonna run into the wall, drop its ladder, and then we can climb on top. And that's useful because the machine gun deals more damage the closer you are to it. And you can see that numbers kind of fluctuate as I'm moving around. And when you get close enough, it's actually double damage. So it gets up to like 1300, something like that. Usually I would just use rockets for now, but yeah. Kinda run out. I'm gonna need a supply drop before jumping on though. And it gives me C4 as well for some reason.
See the ladder on the turret?
Alright, so just gonna walk up. Like, you don't even need to use the ladder, which is kind of funny, considering how much they nag at you to use the ladder. Okay, getting a bit low on healing items. Hopefully this is gonna end terribly. Oh boy. So yeah, almost 1400 damage just from being a lot closer. Ow. I got hit by the machine gun. Oh. Okay. I've never fallen off there before. Didn't think I was that close to the edge. Okay. At least I get another ration, so let's pretend I did that on purpose to get down quicker. Okay. And they're probably gonna... oh no, it's gonna do that. I'm gonna have to hide here. So yeah, don't really want to get sawn into. That would be bad. Now one thing it can do while you're climbing the ladder is that it can start turning and you'll just fall off. Thankfully you don't get fall damage at least, but still it's not preferred. Just like this right now. No healing items and pretty low on health, so hopefully I can take this down pretty quickly. Okay, that's the final hit. Still need to avoid those missiles. Alright, we survived, just barely. That was really scary for a moment. So then we got another one of these. I'm gonna have to look at my final notes. Should be pretty easy from this point onward.
All the unlocked boards will have icons over them.
Okay, so next time we go to Mother Base is after infiltrate the underground base, and then we develop 4 things. So hopefully my staff's gonna be divided properly, that I can do that. Yeah, that's good.
You can tell what a memory board does by looking at its color when it lights up.
There's also gonna be one really long QTE in the next mission. You can fail it, and the backup doesn't really waste time. I'm not sure if it's even faster at all to do the QTE. But yeah, I'm just gonna fail it because it's really hard. And yeah, as I said, I'm not even sure if it saves time. So I'd rather fail it right at the start than attempt it and fail halfway through. And then end up wasting even more time. Because this run is actually on a pretty decent pace, except for that shitty Chrysalis Fight. So after underground base, we develop rations, some more food, and chaff grenades. I need to not forget about that. Alright, so another weapon leveled up. I think that was the law. Didn't have a lot of time to read it. So yeah, infiltrate the underground base. We're going directly into the enemy territory. And surprisingly not too challenging. So there's 6 guys waiting for me right here, and 1 smoke grenade takes care of all of them.
That elevator
And then this elevator usually takes a little while to get down here. If you just press the button a few times, it comes quicker. Which, you know, kind of funny. Wish it worked like that in real life. I'm still gonna pretend like it does work like that. It's more fun that way. So we can get an alert here, that's fine. It's not preferred, but yeah. Actually no, I think the next area clears alert anyway, but after that we can get another alert, but it's preferred not to. Because then we have to open up a gate, which otherwise would just be open. Okay, that was not nearly far enough, but I guess that's enough to distract them. Alright, in this mission the gate is closed regardless, but in another mission it's open by default. So, Snake is a very strong guy, by the way. You know the cocoon earlier? Yeah, sometimes if you stay below it, it'll drop down on top of you. If you just mash triangle, Snake can lift it up, no big deal. So yeah, we're just gonna fail this and get captured. If you do succeed the QTE, then you can get the ID card from Strangelove. And what that allows you to do is get past the next part quicker in the next mission. Okay, so now comes the biggest menu in terms of like stuff I have to develop. I selected the wrong thing. That's another 15 seconds wasted. So hopefully if I just auto-assign, things are gonna work out fine. Oh, I have nothing new to... Alright. And then I'm definitely gonna have to move some people, because Chap's 20k alone. Alright, we can move some people from... Intel, I believe. You go to combat. Yeah, I'll go to combat. Need a few more, I think. I think that's good. So now we got chaff grenades, rations rank 2, curry, chips. Okay, that's it. So getting the few extra soldiers along the way earlier in the game really helped make this go by a lot smoother. Otherwise you kind of have to puzzle around trying to figure out what works. Also Snake's about to make some funny noises. Maybe not really funny, but they kind of are funny. So we just have to endure 3 rounds of this, and it gets a bit harder each time, so I'm trying not to mash too quickly right off the bat, otherwise I'll be exhausted by the end. A lot of people complain that this mashing is a lot harder than in previous games. I don't see it. Like, if you just take your time with the breaks, then it's really not too bad. MGS1 is about as difficult, I'd say. Maybe this is a little bit harder, but it's not like impossible by any means. Alright, so that's that.
Why not just give up?
Okay, so now because we failed the QT in the previous mission, we have to find another way out without the ID card.
Get in there.
And it's really quite simple. Not really straightforward, but it's simple.
Het is handig om na alles wat je doet eventjes te laten weten aan de host wat je hebt gedaan. Nu zit dit erin. Dan kan hij
Yeah, there we go. We get a jigsaw that he just kind of pulls out of his car. So now we have to wait for this guy to move away, otherwise he'll hear the sawing.
Use the jigsaw by alternating between the L1 and R1 buttons.
I think that's about far enough.
Sure to keep it down.
Yeah, I'm really starting to think this is faster than just using the card. You can swipe the card before he even turns away, which is pretty fast. But at the same time, you know, this doesn't waste a huge amount of time. Just need this guy to not see me. Shit. Okay, that does make it a lot harder. I'll wait for this guy to come around the corner. CQC. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is bad. No, leave me alone. Ah, damn it. Now the other guy saw me. That's a massive waste of time. This run was going really well up until then.
Come in, Snake.
Yeah, I forgot because I was sawing, the other guy came back earlier, so I shouldn't have CQC'd the guy at the corner. At least we don't have to do the torture again. Otherwise, my hands would be dead.
Alright everybody, that is it for me. I will be going home. I will return at 9 in the morning, but I leave you now in the very capable hands of our new tech members, Luath, Kinnan, and our runner Valkyr himself. So, if anything goes wrong, it's their fault. Bye.
Just make sure to keep it down.
Capable. Yes. Actually, don't know if it's faster to mash as quickly as possible here or follow the rhythm, but either way, it works. Guess I'll have to wait for this guy to turn around again. That kind of sucks. That's not the move I meant to do. I meant to actually, like, fully grab him. Now they notice I'm missing. Gonna go on alert. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. They probably should have had a few more guards, maybe.
Maybe guard at the door or something.
Yeah, that would be a smart idea, but hey. Exactly. Yeah, it's a shame I wasted like 2 minutes by getting caught before. Yeah. I don't actually have to go back to Mother Base at all now. Should have everything I need to finish the game. Still working with sneaky suits. Yeah, okay. We're all good. I always have to double check because that mission unequips your stuff, but it automatically puts it back as well. And I forget every single time.
Time's running short. Get over to Peace Walker's hangar now.
But other than that, like, this is basically the same as before.
Hide until the elevator arrives. Don't let anyone detect you.
Alright, so once again, it's okay to get an alert here, but I prefer not to, because the gate at the end will be closed. So I'm gonna try not to get detected, but at the same time I don't want to waste too much time doing that. Okay, it's fine that you don't see me. Very manly grunts.
All right, Peace Walker can't be far. Hurry.
Okay, I released too early again. There we go. Yeah, otherwise I would have to mash to open a gate here again. Alright, so now it's time to face Peace Walker. Skip the cutscene before it even fully loaded, so that's good. I have a slight echo on the audio. There's a bit of an echo on the audio. Not sure what it is. I don't think it's been there the entire time, but... I mean, it's probably fine, but... just check the headphones. If it's fine there, then it's nothing to worry about. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I forgot to equip my chat grenades. That's kind of a shame, but it's not a big deal. No, it's good now. Wow, okay. Not sure how that hit me. But yeah, it's good to know what the problem was. Also, I think I might be stupid. The Carl Gustav should already be done developing, and I just didn't equip it. Actually, I think it's a big enough deal to actually go back to the menu, just because the Gustav is that powerful. So that's another half-minute time waste, at least. Yeah, that's why I need my notes. I'm way too reliant on that. There it is, and then we also have chaff grenades. That'll help a little bit. So the reason chaff grenades help so much is that Peace Walker will just straight up fall over, and that gives me a few free shots. At least she should fall over. Okay, I guess she didn't feel like it right now. That's good. We'll try again some other time. But yeah, like 2 shots of that and it's already 10% down.
Face me.
I guess I'll save the other 2 chaff grenades for a bit later. Because she gets this annoying move where she runs around the entire arena. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. They shouldn't be able to hit me if I'm moving around like this, but I guess he got better at aiming. I think I caught her in the middle of an animation again, so she's not gonna fall over. Maybe. God damn it. That's kind of a waste. Supply markers.
Engage your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Let's see. Okay, well, 3 of each. That's to be expected. Okay, now she shouldn't be in the middle of an animation. She's just gonna fall over. There we go.
Now! Now!
So you get like 2 free shots. It's not a big deal, so I'm not really upset about missing, although that's somewhat unfortunate. There we go. So yeah, this is the attack where she moves around a lot and it's impossible to get any hits. So it's actually good timing that I just called a supply drop. Gustav ammo, and the average. When I saw an extra gray box, I was hoping it would be more ammo. But nah, it's just a drink. Oh, again. Guess I'll do another supply drop. Just to make sure I have enough. Although I probably do. And another drink, very helpful. Aww. There we go. So, final boss, right? And not yet. Yeah, if it was the actual end, then I would have a terrible estimate, to be honest. But now we get to do more mashing, which is great. So it's not just a matter of avoiding the stuff she launches at you, it actually matters how quickly you press. Sometimes you get extra cycles if you tap slowly, so I need to get a decent rhythm going. I'm terrible at mashing, so it's not the greatest thing. Oh boy. That's kind of avoidable, but then again, not actually too harmful, surprisingly.
Peace Walker's getting away.
So normally if you mash at its normal speed, you get 2.3 freeze here. If you mash slowly, then you get another one. So I guess that, oh wait, of course the default pipe you do it kind of slowly, so I guess I did. But it immediately goes into the cutscene, so it was pretty close. I just can't mash at full speed for like 2 minutes. It's impossible. Teach me. I suck at mashing. Alright. More rockets. The horse will be fine, trust me. There we go. I'm not sure if you still have to keep mashing, but yeah. Guess I'll keep going just in case it matters. And that's the final mashing I have to do. So now we get the battle dress, and that's going to be very useful for future fights. It has a lot of defense, you get another primary weapon, which is pretty good. But it's mostly just a defense. Sadly, it does slow you down a bit, as is to be expected.
Stop.
I need to get the M16. Menus are very difficult apparently, and I need chaff grenades. And the reason I'm bringing the M16 in my usually non-lethal loadouts is the Kidnappers. There's gonna be a bunch of them flying around guarding the place, and I need to shoot them down. I can also use chaff grenades, but they don't last very long, so in some cases you will need to just shoot them down. Or if you cause an alert, you can't really clear it if you only have non-lethal weapons. And thankfully the M16 isn't too heavy, so it's not too bad to bring.
See the communications tower to the west? Head for that, Snake.
What's that noise? What's that?
Okay, so now the guy who's patrolling around here might spot me. Hopefully he doesn't. That was a very useful smoke grenade. Okay, yeah, they tend to move around a bit.
What's that noise?
Okay, that works. So sneaking suit is really useful here because this is all concrete, so you get extra camo index, and then the bonus from sneaking suit itself that you don't drop as much camo index by moving. So this is easily the best choice. I keep releasing too early. Like, he's already raising his hand, but it takes a while before it actually allows you to throw far.
Around the central region. Might be best to find another route.
Oh yeah, those stairs for some reason are different. It doesn't slow you down to walk on top of them, even though it's still at an angle. I'm not sure why they're different. Okay, so now I still need to avoid alert here, and I've never done that in a run before, not because it's super hard, just because, well, okay, I guess those guys spotted me, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, like, there's a lot of guys here, generally gonna happen. Usually it's the kidnapper that sees you. Hopefully I can get the alert to drop pretty quickly. This guy's going down. His friend isn't though. Ow! Alright. Chill, dude. He's never done that before. I didn't even know he had explosives. Okay. Okay, how about you don't kill me, please? Where's the other guy? Ah, there you are. Okay, so still never managed to do this without an alert. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this before they come all the way over here. At least there's no backup coming from this side. Oh. This is where it gets scary. 20 seconds? Well, seconds. Not really seconds, but yeah. Okay, good. Usually that works, but it's still really scary. So, now we trigger an alert for the entire base. You can't drop it, and we just have to kind of fight our way through the next mission. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. Like, when I first did this, I was coming in with all non-lethal gear, like my normal sneaking suits, but that's a terrible choice.
Combat.
We're going for the heavy guns. Don't necessarily need chaff. It's more important. And this is why I developed all those extra food items before, because you really need them here. Like, it's, I think, 5 different areas you have to run through, and the entire time there's people shooting at you. So I'm gonna be moving very slowly now because of the battle dress and then like 30 kilos of gear, but you kinda need it.
The control tower that's controlling Peace Walker is located to the northeast. Go back east the way you came, then head north from there.
Hopefully this guy's gonna walk over the edge. No. I was hoping I could shoot him a bit before then, because now he's just gonna unload on my face and it's gonna hurt. Or I could just miss, that works. Alright, not bad so far. Actually, it might be more than 5 areas you have to go through. Either way, it's a pretty long mission. And the final area blocks you off as well until you get rid of all the enemies. So if you shoot the legs, then they'll fall down quicker, and then it's a bit safer. I'm gonna try to do that as much as possible, because headshots aren't too viable at this point. So this is one long open hallway, but thankfully you can kind of create your own cover. Shooting that, and that. Although you can still get bodied by the missiles that are about to come toward me. He's looking at me, and there it is. Okay. Sometimes it just passes by the bridge and you still get hits. Okay, so health-wise I'm doing pretty good. So I might be able to take a few risks here. Although I am still gonna turn around at the start here and get rid of these guys. Because it's very easy to do, just take on a Kidnapper and it blows them up. Oh yeah, we're super slow right now. You just want to take those guys out, otherwise they're gonna hit you while you're trying to call the elevator, and yeah, waste time, and it's kind of a shame to lose health items to that. Okay, so this is the area where you have to get rid of everybody.
Watch out for the gunship. No, not outside. You'll be shot dead in a second.
I have enough health that I can just risk going out here without worrying about it too much.
There's nowhere to run. You've got to take those guys down.
And that's why we need the Gustav. Like, it's super heavy, but it's so good against the chopper. Because it moves around a lot, so if you bring the low, then you're just gonna miss most of your shots. And these guys, I just like to use my rocket launcher, because that way they can't avoid it. And the M60 itself isn't too powerful, so or you could just barely be out of range. Fortunate.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Go. Chopper. There we go. I got a bit impatient. So now we get to listen to really good music for about a minute at best. It's a shame because I really like this song.
Nice shot. They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Relax. Maybe a bit overkill, but hey,
It's locked.
it
You'll have
works.
to take out all enemies before you can go up.
So that's that mission. It used to give me a lot of trouble, but ever since I learned to shoot down those bridges and kind of avoid damage, it's really not too bad. So now we just have 2 missions left. And it's Peace Walker. Again. Oh yeah, we lose heroism for killing people, but it's just how it is. Like, if you try to non-lethal that with this gear, you're probably not gonna make it. I tried. Didn't work out too well, I have to say. Actually, no, my gear is all good. So thankfully for this version of Peace Walker, there's a part of the lag that deals as much damage as the AI pod does, and it's a hell of a lot easier to hit. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. That was actually not it, even though that clearly hit the unarmored part. Maybe that is it. I'm just spoiled by the high numbers from my main file. That might be it. Yeah, I guess it's 11k either way. Turn around. Got locked. Oh well. So every time she does that, I lose some psych, and if I run out, then I'm gonna have to do the whole analog stick spinning again to recover it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I also lose it when I get hit by a flamethrower, so I'm gonna try not to do that. But at the same time, the flamethrower is a very nice attack for her to use because she's not moving as much. So I kind of want to bait her into using flamethrower, but then not get hit by it. Okay, jumped in place. That's cool. She likes to jump quite a bit.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Also, I've never let her launch the nuke. I'm still not sure what happens. I'm guessing it's just a game over when you restart. It's not too difficult to interrupt. Okay, that was the armored part of the lag. I think should be reloaded by now. Yeah. Now you can pull supply drops too quickly. If the light on the marker is still yellow, then you can't call supply drop. Okay. Grima cells are really annoying. Hopefully I don't get too many of those. It's like impossible to avoid them when you're at this speed. Okay, so now she's using EM tools, and that means I can't use rockets anymore. So I just have to use the M60 for a while. If you try to launch a rocket, then it will just kind of get stuck there, spaz around for a bit, and then turn back at you. Try not to get too close to the box, just in case it lands on my head. That instantly depletes your psych, and that makes me waste a shit ton of time from having to spin the analog stick. On top of just being a pain in the ass. So she's down to 60%, so not bad. As far as I know, she always uses grow missiles when she's standing like this, which is kind of annoying. Wow, that missed entirely. I was expecting it to maybe hit the head, but nah, nothing. Oh, and that was the armor card. The hitbox is kind of weird on that.
Going back into nuclear launch. Stop her thing.
psych. That's really bad. I'm probably gonna have to do the spinning at least once at this point.
Firing trail missiles.
Stand close to her for a bit with the flamethrower, or she could just walk out. That also works.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
And, yeah, 3 ammo. Yeah, if it weren't for the weak part of the legs, then this would be kind of insane. It looks like you can hit it, but the hitbox is weird. You'll probably end up hitting the armored part of the leg. Okay, so now I can't... Oh, there it is.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
There we go. I guess that's a positive side of modder base, sometimes randomly sending you other stuff you didn't ask for. That I got the thing that recovered my psych, so that's pretty good. I mean, it's still gonna do the spinning because of this. He's only at 40%. Kind of running low on supply drops, so I'm gonna have to use the M60 for a while. So she's not meant to be able to hit me all the way back here. Or at least I thought so.
Face me. Jump engaged.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Oh, well, that's not very helpful at all. They might have run out of Gustav ammo. In which case, I'm just gonna have to finish the rest of the fight with the M60.
Jump engaged.
Yeah, that's the thing about modder base management, that you have to constantly keep in mind if your R&D is high enough level to produce stuff quickly and develop everything as well. It's a pain. Really confusing at first, so we're still working on optimizing all of that. So from this point of view, it's kind of hard to hit the legs, so I'm just gonna have to go for the AI part. I'm gonna do one more supply drop just in case there's more rockets that they just didn't send, but I'm pretty damn sure it shouldn't be. Yeah, I get a grenade, which is really not that useful. It's surprising how little damage grenades deal. They're really only useful against soldiers. Alright, 20% left.
It's going back into nuclear launch mode. Stop her thing.
I think she's going back into nuclear launch. Oh no, she's doing this attack. This is the worst. Legitimately the worst. Hard to hit anything, and sometimes you just get hit by a spray mine. I don't know, it just kind of scatters. Sometimes it hits you, sometimes it doesn't, so... Today I learned. I'm gonna have to give that a try. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's the downside of having a small community, is that I didn't know that. As far as I know, Minnie didn't know that, and that's the entire community. Yeah. Like, that's definitely a useful thing to know. Oh, got me on the ground. Yeah, I knew it took a while before they actually exploded, but I didn't think you could damage a Peace Walker with it. Alright. That's good. New strats. That's gonna make sub 2 even more doable. Is that ammo? Yeah, okay. I'm just blind. I'm actually really surprised she hasn't done the attack where she runs at you and just kind of spins around, and if you get hit by it, which is almost inevitable considering how big she is, then you get knocked back. So I'm really thankful she hasn't done that yet, and it looks like she's not going to get the chance to do it either. Alright. Not done yet. Not done yet. Yeah. Yeah, like, it's not even a difficult fight, it just takes forever. Even if you have the best weapons, it takes a lot of damage. So now we get to skip a bunch of cutscenes. And then we get to take out a bunch of AI memory boards. And then onto the actual final mission, sorta. It's a really weird mission. Okay, so you start on C, not on D, where it defaults you to. It's something that's good to know, otherwise you waste like 2 seconds or 3 walking around.
A soldier's skills are meant to be used to hurt friends. So then, what is an enemy? Is there such thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing. There never has been. And the reason is that...
So if I can just avoid double inputs where I don't mean them, then this would be pretty good. But yeah, it's not a huge deal either way.
The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the cultists. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family.
Alright, oh, okay, so there was a double input that I didn't account for.
Is my life. Kill me. I've been waiting. Kill me now. Do it.
And this is kinda long, drawn out, but it's meant to be very emotional. We're destroying the boss's AI. But then again, it is just an AI, so... I do love the things she says.
I've been waiting for a long time.
It's also an Easter egg that's in a lot of Metal Gear games. I think it's like a list of Japanese train stations, from what I've heard. Alright. Not yet. Not yet. There's still Peace Walker Battle 3. It's, oh hey, I'm a cat now. Cat bag. I think cat is for short range lethal. Should not have gone into there. But yeah, sometimes you just randomly get one of those code names, which actually it's pretty cool because it confirms that it's usages against AI. Well, during the AI fights do count, which was previously unknown. So yeah, this is Peace Walker Battle 3, and I'm just gonna not do anything at all. I'm just gonna drop some cardboard boxes into the ocean.
They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
It's kind of hard to spell anything out with just 10 supply markers, so I kind of gave up on that idea and just dropping boxes into the ocean instead. I mean, it still kind of looks pretty, doesn't it? Kind of weird how they're visible on top of the water. So apparently that lags the game, I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, they're just kind of sitting on top of it, even though the water is pretty deep. Weird. Let's drop another box. I mean, Peace Walker just kind of taking care of itself here. It's all good. If you haven't figured it out yet, there's nothing you can do to speed this up. In fact, attacking Peace Walker slows it down. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to do its thing. It's gonna take 2 minutes and 9 seconds, give or take. I don't think you... yeah. Pretty good. I mean, I can at least try to, you know, stun her. Somewhat ineffective. Yeah, if that actually worked, that would be amazing. But, like, the hitbox on this is so weird, I don't think they ever intend for you to come this close. Oh, time is coming up in a couple of seconds. When the screen is fully faded to black. Yeah. Yeah. Time. It is, yeah. Yeah, it's not super optimized yet.
Check the leaderboard before you start.
Okay. But yeah, like, in my PB I died on Cocoon, which wasted like 5 minutes, so... Despite the mistakes in this run, it's still faster than that.